Alrighty, what's good, YouTube? How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm pretty sure everyone knows the title of the video. It's how to get better at Tekken without lagging. The reason why I'm making this video is because there are a lot of people who I see on Reddit or whatever like that who they end up asking some variant of the question, or there are a lot of people who are stuck in like blue ranks or something like that, or purple or whatever, right? Casual players, right? But they don't like losing, right? So I just want to give them a bit of an aid, you know? So first, let us define what labbing is, right? So labbing is just when, so I'm going to go into practice menu to show y'all. Labbing is just when, you know, you go into the menu. I mean, you go into the practice, right? So I'm gonna pick Paul because that's my
Phoenix. Gotcha.
I'm gonna go and pick
Mishima.
But yeah, practice is just you going into the menu, right? Or going to the practice menu, checking out what the frames are, what range of a move is good in. You know what I'm saying? Testing setups, testing opponent setups. Cause labbing also is a huge part of labbing is learning everyone else's frame data in the game. So we're gonna talk about how to do that without actually lagging, right? We're gonna talk about improving without lagging, right? So the first way you can improve without lagging is play lots of matches. Don't just play a lot of matches, also make sure that you're paying attention to the animations. One of the things that that helped me when I've been playing Tekken for a very long time, but I didn't really start learning frames until I was maybe 14 or whatever, around 2012, right? So what helped me when I was younger is just knowing what animations look like. When you know what animations look like, because Tekken is based on, like, Tekken in the moments on the gameplay is based on fast twitch directions. If you can tell what an animation looks like, that gives you a lot of information, especially with how well the animations mesh in this game. The animations themselves give you a lot of information. If you can learn to recognize what animations you have you have on the fly, like, right, like, let's say, right, if you could just know what this animation is, right, you know that a lot of times that when you see a move that has that animation, right, it's between +2 and +5, right? So that's a huge part of knowing your animation. So for my second point, play long sets. And the reason why I say to play long sets is because you as a player should build up your conditioning. The reason why that's important is because you have your peak, which is what you have which is who you are at 100%. Like, that's who you are when your mind is fresh. But the more and more you play, the longer and longer you play without actually developing competitive stamina, the more and more mentally fatigued you become, more mistakes you make. And in Tekken, mistakes kill you. That's just as simple as that. Mistakes will be the reason you lose. So the best way to eliminate that and to eliminate mental fatigue, or at least alleviate it, because you can't eliminate mental fatigue, but you can alleviate it. Best way to do that is play long sets. And that actually goes into my third point. Play long sets and also play against players who are better than you. And I cannot stress this enough. Because this from my point of view, right? When you play against players who are better than you, if you're paying attention, two things are going to happen. Number one, when you're playing against players who are better than you, you're going to suffer a sort of ego death. And that's very important in fighting games, because once you go through your ego death, you're going to then realize that you have area to grow, and you're not going to take certain things personally, right? And that goes in, and that's also why that's why you should just play better who are just play players who are just consistently better than you. There's this guy I play, and I've done like 50 or 60 matches with this guy. Right? I've maybe won 7 or 8. Like he is that far ahead of me, but it's gotten me better because I'm adapting. You know, at first when I do first attempts with this guy, I wouldn't win a single match. Right? First time with this guy, I did with this guy, I won 4 matches, which, you know, I still lost a set, but that's individual improvement. You know what I mean? And it's not just because, oh, I'm starting to learn this guy, because this guy knows the whole roster. He literally plays the whole entire roster. It's more so that I was literally taking his advice and applying it. The 4th way to get better at Tekken without labbing, this is going to sound oxymoronic, but it's going to make sense. Know when to take breaks. And the reason why I say that is because it circles back to that word I was saying before, or the term I was saying, competitive stamina. When you've been playing the game for all day, like say you're, like, the reason why I say that is because I see a lot of like Redditors on Twitter or whatever, like, these people play the game for 8 to 12 hours a day, right? And then they'll blame the game when stuff starts happening, or they just have a negative experience about the game or whatever like that. And it's like, dude, you're not having a negative experience. You're mentally fatigued. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to stop playing the game, so you're lashing out. So the matter is, sometimes you need a water break. Sometimes you need to go take a walk. Sometimes you need to exercise. And sometimes you need to talk to the phone to somebody, bro. You know what I mean? So just take a break. You know what I mean? Refresh your competitive stamina. Sometimes if you have to decide, I don't want to play Tekken this week. You know what I mean? Do that. Refresh your competitive stamina. And when you come back, you will be a much better player for it. Or at the very least, you'll feel better. When you feel better, you perform better. And lastly, play older Tekken titles if they are available. I understand that if you're on console, that may be a bit of a difficult. But especially if you're like this was your first Tekken game, or if you started with Tekken 7, you know what I mean? You're playing the newer titles and everything like that. So you don't really understand the history of these characters. You don't understand how their movesets evolved and how they got to where they are in Tekken 8. So if you're going to play older games, you should play between Tekken 3, Tekken Tag 2. In my opinion, the perfect games to play to just get you better. Tekken Tag Tournament. In my opinion, that's actually the best Tekken game they ever made. Tekken 5 Vanilla and Tekken 6. Those are the best games to play where you can just lab and see how everything evolves. Right? The reason why I don't say Tekken Tag 2 is because Tekken Tag 2 is more of Tekken 6. If you want to, because all the characters who are in Tekken up to that point, if you want to play a game, you can. But I don't know. I just pick Tekken 6 over Tekken Tag. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap up the video. I hope this helped out. And let me know what you think. This is my first video, so I'm learning, going through my content. If you like what you see and everything like that, I'm gonna be taking this very seriously. I've promised back on how I should report my video. I will blame. If you like the video, give me a like, comment, add some discussion to the video. I love to see everybody's comments down below. So, yeah, that'll pretty much it. Thank you.